so I might as well document this now before things go downhill from here. But this is just the second attempt of me trying to put on the front steering tube. And I realized that I did my tube notchings a little bit different. I had it so like this neck was cut this way and not this way. So I did some pipe connection, burning holes like no tomorrow. Despite being chromally tacked, I think I got it in. It's not gonna prop just from a simple wiggle. So I'm gonna keep on working on this, and then we'll hopefully get to see this thing roll. Now I'm hoping also that the wheel isn't gonna be so arced up, but in case if it is, what I could do two options. One, well, actually rephrase it this way. I can apply a bend cut at two options. One, somewhere around here, but then I won't have actually a straight deck, so I might not do that. So the other option would be to just cut it here, not all the way, bend it towards the front so we can have a little bit of rake, and then hopefully that will help fix it. I know that this is stance like a drift trike. I'm gonna fix this at some point soon. It's just I want to see this thing roll properly. Catch you in a bit. It bottoms out. It's bad. But it rolls. Oh, bottomed out. This time I think we got it. Sure did take a while to get there. I've got plenty of room to bend that if I want some bendage. See if we can try to roll it around before it breaks. I am no way in heck gonna stand on this because I got no room to put my feet. Well, let's see if I can try to raise the deck up or something. If I turn the wheels the other way, it will still bottom out. But gotta get used to it. It's so weird. Oof. Ah. So as it steers, that wants to tilt. Already I have good news. So first off, it's still sort of straight. I'm gonna be honest, it's a little off, but at the same time, I think it'll work just for a prototype test. Now, so that was I think that was the side I time lapse. Probably isn't, but either way, I started to get a better understanding of how to work with like thin walls like this. Is you gotta give it a little poke. Basically, what you gotta do is you gotta do a little poke, 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 poke in with the welds. It won't be a clean bead like you would with like regular fabrication, but it will help hold it still without burning holes. So now, yeah, it's crooked. But trust me, I'm learning. As long as it rolls straight, I'm okay with it right now. We can always clean it up in the second revision. This is the first revision. And the good thing is, I can turn it 90 degrees and it doesn't bend down. At least in a way that I'm not concerned. And also the handlebars raked up just a little bit. So we're gonna keep rolling. Now you see how when I turn it left, it kind of arcs to the right? That's what I was talking about earlier about it just being weird to steer. But, it's working. I can't wait to start writing this thing, but there's still a lot I need to do before I can trust myself with this, because I never trust myself with my weldings, despite that they work. They're just crummy. But, you know, we're learning, you know. Oh! That was a dumb idea. No. What happened? What was that? Oh, I think it was the fork tube. And that, folks, is what happens when you get too cocky. Ah. Whoop. But no, it's really suspicious. So we might as well. Oh, it's got a lot of flex. I'll figure out where it cracked off camera, and then I'll fix it up. So let's get it home before I break it anymore. Okay, it's a new day, and I want to spend mostly cleaning up most of the garbage. I'm gonna try and use the time-lapse feature on my phone just to not have missed cuts, so you guys aren't really missing out on what's going on. Basically, what I'm gonna try and do is just clean up all this mess and at least make it look more presentable. It looks like from what happened, the little crumble that you heard, my best guess is just that the 4 welds here just crumbled apart. So, but we still should be able to get a work around it and then get a better bend. I also bent up or changed the angle to the handlebars. Only problem is it's still kind of low to the ground, so we need to find a way to raise up these or just use something different. But for demonstration purposes, this is what we're going to do for now. And yeah, let's get to it. Check it out. So as a top gusset there, I used a piece I cut off a notch, and then that right there is holes filled in. Also filled in a top hole right there. I think you can see it. I will clean this up. So there's that side. This side was going to be impossible to fill up with welding, so I used a piece of scrap metal that I had cut from that gusset and slapped it on there. So I think it's time to give it another test, maybe a flex test. See what happens. Ooh. Still a little bit of flex, but very reinforced. Now, I still think I might add a gusset right here, or going from here to here, something like this. But yeah. Actually, now that I got you on the tripod, I'm going to show you what I mean with the steering. So you can drive it along, and as you steer it, it articulates. So you got to lean in the direction. And you can see that there's a height problem here. I'm a little too small for it. But it's doable. And the tripod fell. That's just wonderful. Oh, crap. That's amazing. Now obviously we're not going to sit on the deck like that. What I'm thinking is using some angled brackets, boom and boom, just to lengthen my feet, so then I can put my feet on them, so I have a little bit more foot space. All right, let's see what we can do. All right, so it took me a little bit because it's hard to actually find a good way to make contact with this, but I started to get a better understanding of how to tack these in place, and then very carefully, despite being very disgusting, find a way to stitch them in. So I like this one as opposed to this one because this was my first attempt, that's my second attempt. But the main principle I had to do was start a bead on this piece here, just coming along and then dragging it and just connecting it from top to bottom or bottom to top just to kind of stitch it together. Similar to what I was doing with clogging up the holes and the gaps in the front here and also here and maybe there. And thankfully it holds up, which is good. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the other two off camera because I'm running out of time here, and I'm also starting to get really sore and beaten up from making a lot of headway today, but we are very close to a test writer, aside from that one little test you saw earlier. So we're getting there. I'm feeling a lot better about these welds here. I feel more confident I might be able to ride this despite it being pretty low. I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning up, call the episode here, guys. If you enjoy this project so far, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Comment down below with any advice or any constructive criticism to help me improve my welding. And other than that, I'll see you guys later. No! It happened for the second time in the same place. Everything else still seems to be intact, but now it's bottomed out. I need some support or something just to hold it in place. I doesn't do that. But to give some context, I rolled it downhill with me on it and it started to get bumpy, clunk, and then that cracked open. So what I think I'm gonna do is come back to this to another day. I'm thinking about maybe just redesigning the floorboard, just not use a single pipe or thin wall pipe. I'm thinking I might just buy some square tubing, just make something simple with that. And we'll just see where we can go from that. But other than that, now I'll see you guys another time.